Hi, I am Pixel Pia. One of the ways I often use AI is not to get answers, but to think through ideas. When something is still a little unclear in my mind, I often turn on ChatGPT and just start thinking out loud. The advantage of doing that with ChatGPT is that you have someone that can give you a response. Recently, I started playing around with the idea of building a website as a companion to my YouTube channel. So I turned on ChatGPT and had a conversation. During that conversation, something interesting happened when it comes to typical AI ways of answering, but also to my thinking. So today I want to share that conversation with you. I am not going through all of it, but I will have a link down in the description where you can read the full conversation. And with that said, let's move over to my computer. And of course, my first prompt was I was thinking about creating a companion website for Creator in the Loop. I need you to help me with some ideas of content for such a website. When I'm doing this, my thoughts are much faster than my typing, so ignore the misspelling. Let's see what ideas ChatGPT came up. Here are several content areas that could make sense. The project lab, thinking tools, prompt experiments, creator notes, episode companion pages, the idea well, the AI thinking gym, and resources. And when I look at this, I realize that AI, even if I'm working in ChatGPT, which I have given very specific instructions on our work, it reacted in typical AI way. Very quickly, it came up with a polished structure for the website. But that's really not what I wanted. So what happened next was I said that was too specific. I just want to play around with ideas for what it could become. And with that, the conversation changed direction and we got more exploratory ideas. The first thing AI said to me, let's loosen it up and just explore possibilities. Think of this as a creative sandbox, not a plan. And here are the ideas. A place where ideas live longer than a video. A map of your experiment. A place for unfinished ideas. A conversation starter. A museum of weird AI moments. A place where you test ideas publicly. A thinking gym for visitors. A quiet corner of the internet. And a window into how you work with AI. And after going back and forth a little bit, I had a thought that I liked that AI gave me. The important part here was what I said. I like this thought, but I can't see how it would work. This happens often when I work with AI like this. An idea can sound very appealing on the surface and tug on something in me, but I still can't really picture it. And this is part of the creative conversations I have with AI. And again, we went back and forth until I had formed a thought in my mind. So my next prompt after that was, I would love for it to be a place where people can talk to each other. And in parentheses, you can see if I use this model. And that is my way to remind AI, don't start a polished, finished product here. Don't structure it out. We are still just in the sand. And again, we had discussions back and forth about what this could be. I also asked things like, how is this different from what I can do on YouTube already and so forth. And at the end of this discussion, ChatGPT asked me something that made me really start thinking in a different direction. And this is what ChatGPT said. Instead of asking what content this site should have, try asking what role should this site play that YouTube cannot play well. And I said, I agree. This is a much better way of thinking about this. I need some time to figure this out, so I will come back to you at another time. And that is where this conversation stopped for that night. I will come back to it when I have figured out more what I want this to do that YouTube cannot. But where we ended up was not with a finished product, not with a real idea for a website, but a better question than the one I started with. And that's typical of the way I usually work with AI. Not as an answer machine, but as a thinking partner. Sometimes the result is a clear solution. Sometimes it's just a clearer understanding of the problem, like it was in this case. And I think it was interesting enough to share with you. And as I said, if you are curious about the full conversation and the parts I skipped over in this, I have a link in the description below. Thank you for thinking along with me today, and I hope to see you back here for my next video. Bye!